I think as a Bangladeshi, I'm really proud that someone like Graciela Iturbide is walking in the streets of Dhaka and taking photographs. And I think there are a lot of interesting things in our photograph. I remember today, after the opening, we were talking with some people, and a lot of people were asking me, what is this photograph is about? And I think that's the reason she's so special, because it takes time to get into her photograph and understand her poetry. It's not about the fact, it's not about the fiction, it's about something more. I was just looking at her bio in the web, and I was trying to grab some important information that I want to talk about. But there is so many information, I got lost. So I will just give you one note. She exhibited in Centre du Pompidou in Paris in 1982, before even I born, and now she's here, and I'm so proud that I have touched her print. I will just read few lines that someone said when she got the Hasselblad Master Award. Graciela Iturbide is considered one of the most important and influential Latin American photographers of the past 4 decades. Her photography is the highest visual strength and beauty. Graciela Iturbide has developed a photographic style based on her strong interest in culture, ritual, and everyday life in her native Mexico and other countries. Iturbide has extended the concept of documentary photography to explore the relationship between man and nature, the individual and the cultural, the real and the psychological. Thank you so much for coming here. Please come to the stage and present your work.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. Chobimela, Shahidul, Wasif helped me too much, and I will say thank you very much, Wasif. And Barbara, thank you very much, because my English is horrible in one moment. In some moments, Barbara helped me. Okay. Okay. Please, Barbara, can you read in English that?
Fantasy is the place where it rains images.
For me, that is very important, the fantasy. Because if I don't have surprise, if I don't have the fantasy, I can't work in the photography. For me, the photography is the pretext for know the life and know the person and know every world. This is one of my first works in the desert in the north of Mexico, Los Eris, the people who live in the sand. And when I stay with the series, I stay 1 or 2 months, because for me, when I take pictures, it's very important the communication with the people and the complicity. And I live with the people, I stay in her house, and I present every time with photographer, and I need the complicity for the persons for take photographs. That person is only 500 people who live in in this place. In 100 before, these people is a nomad. And now, dan un brinco del capitalismo, de ser nómadas al capitalismo.
Sí, pero quieres decir que 100 años antes.
100 años antes eran nómadas.
So what she's trying to say that 100 years ago these people lived as nomads, and now they're due to capitalism they have to kind of stay where they are. They have to stay put in the desert.
These people live very close to United States and change her artesanías.
Craftsmanship.
The craftsmanship changed for radios, for everything, and I like very much because she live where she like. This man have a smoking because one in the desert is incredible because in this time in Mexico, one artist, a very famous artist in Hermosillo, in Sonora, in the same place, but in the capital, when canta, when he sings, use the same smoking. That is an old woman in the desert with the torita. Torita is the plant, and the people make the canastos.
You mean like branches?
Yes, with that. But that is an old man in Punta Chueca is the name of this place. This is young people who every time stay with me, and I go with these people to the different places. The man in this place every time go to the, is a fisherman, and the woman make her dresses and collares.
And her own jeweler.
Yes. But that is the same portrait because it's very difficult in this place take photographs because every time the man is in the sea, in the ocean. That is the influence of the singer and the place in the United States. And it's incredible because live too long to Mexico and the dress is every time like in United States, like that singer. That is other of my first work, Juchitán. Juchitán is in Oaxaca, in the state of Oaxaca, in the Istmo de Tehuantepec. And in this place, the woman is very strong. That woman hacen la economía, están encargadas de...
So basically in Juchitán it's the women who drive the economy and who do the work.
Yes. And that woman is in the market in Juchitán and give the iguanas in the head because that iguanas is vivas leaves and the people take iguanas for it. That is the contact sheet in the market. And you see only 2 photographs, the iguanas pose for me. The other is like that. That is in the market in Juchitán with iguanas also. And in this place in Juchitán, the people, the women, especially the women, is a very erotic, but her chants is very, very erotic, and every time is say jokes about the sexuality. That is in the market also. And that is the end of Francisco Toledo. Francisco Toledo is a big painter who lives in Oaxaca, and he invited me for take photographs, and after give to the culture house, because it's very important. The people can see her portraits, and when I finish my work, I have one exhibition in the Casa de la Cultura and give my photographs for these people and for Juchitán. That is an other woman who sail fish. In Juchitán is very common.
It's very common.
It's very common. The transvestis is accepted for the society, and that is Magnolia. And when I stay in a bar, he or she come with me and say to me, "Please, my love, can you take me a photograph?" And I said, "Okay, I am very happy." And I go to her room, and she put the dress, and she like who I take photographs. Sorry about my English, but Wasif don't like Barbara traduce me.
Go on, you're doing well.
That is Magnolia. When asked me for take photographs. That is it's strange because Juchitán is a liberal, most liberal town. But in this case, I can understand because it's a rapto. How do you say rapto? Cuando I said Barbara because it's a very complicated. Yes, please.
This is my moment.
Yes. Cuando dos personas se quieren,
Sí.
dos novios se quieren, se ponen de acuerdo
Sí.
y van a casa de los padres del novio y él le quita la virginidad con el dedo. Y después te explico lo demás.
Okay, so basically what she says, it's custom there that when a girl and a boy love each other very much, the boy then goes to the house of her parents and then takes her virginity with his thumb.
And after, the family of the man come for see it is virgin.
If she was a virgin or not.
Yes. If I blood, it's okay. If not, the woman go to the house. But sometimes the girls take a little blood of chicken and put in the and when she is a virgin.
She's a virgin.
She's a virgin. The people put red flowers, confetti, everything red. And after, she stayed 8 days in the bedroom. And after wedding with this when this man, and it's a celebration, and the people every time sing the erotic things. She said, and that is other is in one house who the people sell chickens.
For before.
That is in is because it's a celebration, and the people in Juchitán take the yes. That is a political march, but it's un descanso, como se dice.
They're just having a break.
Yes, and because in Juchitán the people is very politicized.
Very politicized.
Very politicized, and when I stay in Juchitán, he have two parties, the PRI and the COSEI is the left, and that people is from COSEI, and every time have a go to Oaxaca for protest because it's many people disappear. That is a new one person, but it's not from Juchitán. In the beginning, I think it's from Juchitán, but not. I think it's one woman. I think it's a prostitute. He come to Juchitán, but come from Chiapas on another part. That is a celebration of 15 years in Mexico. We celebramos.
They celebrated
Los 15 años.
of Mexico. Well, they celebrated 15 years of Mexico.
Sí, cuando la niña cumple 15 años.
Puberty.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yes,
I didn't.
yes.
Oh, quinceañera. Yeah, sorry.
And she's with grandmother. That is the cemetery in Juchitán. And
Rituals and celebrations of customs of celebrations and death.
I put a little photograph prints of my work because if not, it's too much. And that is one photograph I found in the street. But if you maybe you don't believe what is the cera. It's the cera.
They said, oh, it's from wax.
It's from wax, but it's in the street. I don't know why. Porque. That is a festivity in Mexico, in Oaxaca. And other festivity, but in Michoacán. And that is the carnival. The carnival in Mexico is before to la Semana Santa.
It's 40 days before Easter.
Yes. But it's a man, because the woman in Mexico, not in Juchitán, but in the other part, because in Juchitán the woman is very strong. But in other parts, the women work in the kitchen for the celebrity, for the fiesta, and the man se viste como mujer.
And the men dress as women.
That is in Chalma. It's a place, it's a sanctuary, and every September the people go to para celebrar for
Go there to celebrate.
San Miguel Arcángel. That is in Chalma, but in Mexico the people play with the dead every time, maybe because have a free about tienen miedo de la muerte. Maybe
They celebrate it perhaps because they're afraid of death.
This is another ritual in close to Monterrey. That is in Chalma, in that festivity of San Miguel Arcángel. That is in the street. That is in the botanical garden. My exhibition is a pre-Hispanic dog, Xolotl. The name is Xolotl, and Diego Rivera, the painter, recuperó la raza un poco.
Okay. So Diego de Rivera kind of brought back the.
If you can talk to the mic, please, Barbara.
Yeah. Sorry, perdón. Diego de Rivera, he kind of brought back the specimen. So that's
because was in that time, for example, my all children have a cholos, but is the only dog in the pre-Hispanic time in Mexico. That is in Juchitán. That
in the name of the Father.
In the name of the Father is for me is a ritual, but it's a work, a very hard work with a matanza.
The
killing to these animals, and I say in the name of the Father because the indigenous when kill one of that animals every time say in the name of the Father because these people indigenous is very sad for kill the cabras.
The goats.
The goats.
The goats.
But one goat saved. That is the goat who saved because put the flowers and after the people dancing with that goat. That is the sacrifice. And in this place, the people don't have money. And the woman and the children come with the fathers, but help to kill the animals. For example, this girl is very happy with the goat. One day, Liberación in Paris asked me for one photograph for the felicidad, happiness.
Happiness?
Querían una foto para hablar de la felicidad.
Oh, so they wanted a picture that kind of that showed happiness or portrayed happiness.
And I chose that because it's a little ironic, no? Ironic. And one philosopher, I don't remember the name of the writer, but he wrote about the happiness. That is for me, I like very much because it's like in the Bible, no? It's when, in this time, I read the Bible because I remember Isaac and the other people who, cuando tenían que hacer sacrificios.
When they had to make sacrifices.
Okay, that is the same, the killer. It's very strong in this place, but the honors, the patrones.
The owners?
The honors come from Spain because we don't have goats in Mexico. And it's a tradition every year with the patrons sell the meat, sell the everything, and the indigenous
get or receive
a little money. That is the botanical garden who some people see today. That plant is in therapy because Francisco Toledo, the same painter, who is very, very famous, helped too much in Oaxaca to the people, to the political, the people who is in the jail for causas políticas.
Due to out of political reasons.
Yes, and he invited me to the botanical garden because he take the plants for the mountains for only from Oaxaca. And the gardens put everything for save the plants. Put that, the madera, how do you say madera?
So they put up all that wood so that as a kind of to stabilize the cavity.
For the therapy. That is the same. The same, that cactus is very, very, very old. That is a nopal, is a cactus in Mexico, but the white is, the name is cochinilla. It's a infection in the nopal for painted the dresses. It's a beautiful color. In the conquest, when the Spanish come to Mexico, take that for sale in Europe, and it's very, very it's very important for the los europeos.
For the Europeans.
For the Europeans. No, the color. The white is one infection in the plant, and if you take that with water, you have a vegetal color, and in Europe it's very important for the painters. That is suero.
That's a saline solution they're using to cure the cacti.
It's an experiment in the botanical garden. That is my autoportrait in the botanical garden. That's landscapes and objects.
Very good.
Very good. Sorry. That is in the United States because I make a portfolio, a platinum portfolio, and I stay in this south in the United States with a young poet, Roberto Tejada, and we make a portfolio. That is in the state of Washington. That is in the United States. I stay in the car with Roberto, and every time when I see one object or one landscape, stop and I take the photograph. It's the same. That is in India. It's an homage.
It's an homage
to Álvarez Bravo. A little homage because Álvarez Bravo who is my teacher, have one photograph who I like very much. Parabola Optica is the name. But how do you say parabola optica? No, it's difficult. But it's the eyes, the same eyes in a magazine. That is in India, in Varanasi. I think it's a ritual. One person said me, when the man died, the woman who lived go with him los entierran juntos.
And they bury them together,
Y ella, aunque ella esté viva.
even if she's alive. Well, yeah, they kill her.
And that is the señal for that. That is in India because many persons don't have feet. Foot. That is in Bombay. That is in Delhi. That is in Jaipur. But it's incredible because I stay for take only the palomas. How do you say palomas?
Pigeons.
The pigeons. And the cow, la vaca, ¿cómo se llama?
Cow.
And the cow, fortunately, pass. And I take the photograph. And the life sometimes give, te da regalos, no?
Yeah, life sometimes gives you certain gifts in life.
Because I think the cow pass. That is in India. I stayed with my sons, and Mauricio, my son, said, "Mama, Mama, please see that." And I am very happy because I take in my camera, Mamilla, I have only 12 films. And I take 12 films, but the other I like very much. But only that is the dogs in fila.
That are in line, the dogs
In line.
standing in line.
The others is more birds and different, but I like very much because it's in line. That is in Varanasi. I think it's a ritual because it's in, I think, not October. The women sit in the floor and put in the canastas, ¿cómo se dice? Put in estas cosas, canastos.
Oh, so in those.
Well, in that put flowers or water or, but I don't know. Never I see what happened with this ritual. That is in Khajuraho. That is in Mexico. I make a book only of the birds because I have in my negatives many birds, and I put together and with the editorial is I don't remember, in United States. I make a book about birds. That is in the same place. The man is an island in Nayarit, in Mexico. That is an auto-portrait. I say the name is Ojos para volar. How do you say? Eyes to fly.
Eyes to
Eyes to fly. That is in Botanical Garden. That is my work in United States when I stay in the South. That is, I work in Roma for 1 year, but not I stay 1 month, I come back to Mexico, and Marco de Logo invite me, and I make a little book, Roma. That is, I stayed with Toledo in Oaxaca, and I like make radiographias. How do you say radiography?
X-rays. X-rays.
The plants, because I am obsessive with the plants in this moment. And when we go with Toledo with the doctor, that bird is sick, and I see the rayos X.
X-rays.
The X-rays. And that is the hand of Toledo with a beard when lived after died. That is in the center of Mexico City. My new work is like that. I like in this moment, the constructions, the buildings. I don't know why, but I like that. That is in Chalma. Is the Virgin of Guadalupe, but it's a procession. But generally is one person in the procession. But now I prefer don't take photographs of people, and I prefer take only the decoration to this procession. That is the bathroom of Frida Kahlo. When Frida Kahlo died in 1954, Diego Rivera, her husband, said, close the bathroom because maybe it's many, I think it's letters and many things of Frida Kahlo. After 50 años,
50 years.
After 50 years, the bathroom opened, and the director invited me for take photographs. And it's very impressionant because the smile is terrible, and everything is in disorder.
And everything is like in disarray and not arranged.
Yes, but you know Frida Kahlo is sick every time. He had many accidents, and I found in this bathroom her corsets and everything, and I put in the same bathroom, but I interpret because it's impossible in the put everything together. Everything is objects of the bathroom of Frida Kahlo. Her corsets, he liked very much. Have many corsets. And sometimes she painted the corsets with colors. This is my auto-portrait. I have an operation in my foot, but I take the photography, but I say, excuse me, Frida, please excuse me, because maybe I am very preocupada.
About what?
De usar su tina.
Oh, so she was a bit worried about using her bathroom as the place to take a portrait of herself.
And I said, excuse me, please, Frida, excuse me. Frida and Diego is very political. Frida and Diego are in the Communist Party and obviously go to the Soviet Union in this moment. And this is Stalin, no? Stalin and Demerol. The Demerol is like, no cocaína, pero como cuando tienes mucho dolor, que tomas. Okay,
Thank you.
It's very strong, and Frida Kahlo needs take every day because the pain is very. That is the same bathroom, the same, and her muletas.
And her crutches?
Because sometimes he don't.
Sometimes, yeah, she wasn't.
Walk.
Yeah, she couldn't walk without crutches, so she needed them for support.
And Frida Kahlo cut one of the foot, and that is her. ¿Cómo se llaman estos?
Her
Prótesis. That is what Frida Kahlo. I asked in the bathroom everything, and I found these birds, disecados.
They were like dried up birds.
Yes, because Frida have sometimes birds and pericos, guacamayas, and changos, ¿cómo se dice? Monos.
Oh, and she also had apes and monkeys.
Yes, and some animals are in the bathroom, and I take with her bata.
And her like a bathroom robe.
Mm-hmm. That is when Frida Kahlo got to the hospital. He painted in the hospital, and a little is blood, a little is painting. But I admire. I am not Fridomena. Because now in Mexico, for the people, Frida is Santa Frida. But I don't like that. But I admire too much Frida Kahlo, because every time work, every time he have too much pain, but every time and in the hospital painting. This is las cenizas.
Those are the ashes.
Who Diego Rivera put in this pre-Hispanic. But I take in her room is the ashes. And I put in the bathroom. But it's very, very dangerous, because it's that broken, the people kill me. And when the director of the Museo Frida Kahlo saw that, said, "No, Graciela, it's impossible. Why you take the?" But I said, "Okay, no, it's not."
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. That is one autoportrait in the house of Trotsky. That is cuando trataron de matarlo.
That's when they tried to assassinate it. You can see the gunshots.
Y siguen ahí.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think it's. Sorry. Thank you very much, but excuse my English, please.
What a wonderful treat that was, and how privileged we are to find her. But I'm sure there are questions. This is a rare opportunity, so let's utilize it. You come back, they might have questions.
Sorry, I am very embarrassed because I don't speak English. No.
Yeah, questions from anyone, please?
What kind of size do you print normally, your original darkroom prints? What kind of size is it?
My size. I like little, and when I develop and when I print the most big is 60 for 20 inch, and sometimes 24. But in this moment, I prefer because it's more intimate.
Yeah. And now the trend is that all photography should be very, very big. So it's beautiful that you make the small size.
I don't like big. Only if I expose in a big museum.
Yeah.
For example, I have exhibition with Raúl Ray and Sebastián Salgado, Mexico, India, and me, and it's a big museum, and the curator put two big photographs, Salgado, 2 big photographs, Raguray, and two for me. But it's necessary in this moment. But I don't like for my work, no. And for other photographs, I like. But for me, my work, no.
But how did you do it in the Centre Pompidou in Paris? They demand big ones, or?
Excuse me?
In the Centre de la... in
Yeah. And 81, I suppose, in Pompidou.
Yeah, but did you have small prints there? Or?
Yes, small.
Yeah.
Also 11 for 40.
Wonderful.
Inch.
Good.
In this time, it's only my size, 8 for 10 or 11 for 40.
Wow.
Other questions? Yeah.
In the photographs of the bathroom of Frida Kahlo, the photographs that we saw are of individual objects and not of the bathroom as a whole. Did you take any photographs of that?
In this moment, the bathroom open for take photographs. Now it's closed. And if another bathroom, I don't stay in this other bathroom, who open in this moment with the letters, with the different things, but not his personal objects.
The question was, did you take a photograph of the whole bathroom, a whole bedroom, or just the objects? Did you take
the people in the museum asked me for take photographs of the dresses, but for me no, because I don't work in the studio, and maybe the museum like the perfect whipple, and for me no, it's not. And I said no, the whipple no. I prefer take the objects and wherever I see in the bathroom. But now it's closed, the bathroom.
Anyone else? Yes, please.
Hello, my name is Mustafa Shahani Wazali. I was looking at Graciela Iturbide photographs in the Lyonsis Francis this afternoon, and Madame here was sitting on the steps, in a seat, talking to Renoir. And when I walked in and had a look around the room, and I had a look at the photographs, I couldn't understand any of this. It was alien to me. It was somewhat fantastic, black and white with no appeal, absolutely. And it looked really ghastly. I didn't know what to do. I mean, I'm supposed to appreciate something like this. So I walked out again and I watched her sitting and talking, and I looked at her for a long time, maybe 6 or 7 minutes. And I observed this lady, this woman, a woman of the world. And then when I went back in again, the photographs actually sprang to life. They started to represent something called, very indefinable, the spirit of mankind, and how it actually, she could see it in every little detail. And I look at a very, very unconvincing photograph with something like a plastic bag in the forefront, 2 cactuses in the background, cannot remember the name offhand. And all kinds of images started to float out from these various images. Some were phantasmagorical. The sacrificial lamb of Abraham somehow connecting with the rituals of such a remote northern Mexican village, Red Indian, I presume they were originally pre-Hispanic people. And then suddenly this dog coming out of a pre-Hispanic, the only dog that is indigenous to that area. So I think it's a marvelous job, a lifetime achievement given to Graciela. There is Shahidul Islam Bais, Rana was in there. It's a great thing. You're an inspiration to all of us who try and do a little bit of photography here and there, clicking this and that. But to get the spirit of things out is a very difficult thing. But it can be done, as you have demonstrated, and we would like to thank you and give you an ovation for this. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Anyone else? Yeah. Well, if there isn't, I'll take the opportunity to ask a question. I mean, we did meet, apart from many other times, I mean, in Prague and other places. That time in the house of Alvarez Bravo was very, very special to me. You know, I'm not a religious person, but it was almost as if it was a spiritual space where this was happening. But you have worked very closely with this man. Can you give us an insight into Alvarez Bravo? Tell us about the maestro.
Okay. In the beginning, when I married, I go to the university for study cinematography. And I met Manuel Alvarez Bravo in that university. The people don't go to the classes because every people become directors of cinema. And one day I asked Manuel Alvarez Bravo, can I go to your class? And said me, of course. And 2 days after, Alvarez Bravo said me, did you like come to
my class?
To assistant.
Okay.
And I said, okay, it's fantastic. And in this moment, I work with Manuel Alvarez Bravo, but for me it's very important because never said me, your work is good, your work is bad, never. It's only I stay with him, sometimes escuchamos, hear the music,
yeah.
The beautiful music, and every time he read beautiful books, and two years after, I said, no, I can't stay every time with Manuel Alvarez Bravo because I need cortar el cordón umbilical.
You need to feed yourself.
Yes, but I said, maestro, I need work alone. But every day or 3 times in the week, I go with him, and I go with him for take landscapes or many things. And for me, it's like my family. And I think Manuel Alvarez Bravo changed my life. And I think I have influence, but not too much, because I am be careful to because it's very difficult. If you admire one person, you respect her work, and you need make my work. But every time is very important for me.
Well, if there are no other questions, I'll end this fascinating session. We're in the presence of greatness. Tomorrow, I need to have my specs back on. Thank you very much, Graciela. That was fantastic. Yeah?